Good evening and thank you for joining us. We begin tonight with a political bombshell in Ottawa. The first head has rolled in the senator's expense scandal. The Prime Minister's chief of staff has taken the fall and resigned. Ever since Nigel Wright wrote a check to cover Senator Mike Duffy's dubious expenses, there has been outrage across the country and questions about the Prime Minister's involvement. Mike Lakatua reports.
The ask to come in a senior role by a Prime Minister whose values align with mine in every single way just felt...
Nigel Wright said all the right things when he became Stephen Harper's chief of staff, but one major mistake has forced him to resign from one of the most powerful positions in the country. Less than a week ago, Wright admitted to cutting a $90,000 check to cover Senator Mike Duffy's falsely claimed living expenses. In a statement, Wright said, "My actions were intended solely to secure the repayment of funds, which I considered to be in the public interest, and I accept sole responsibility." He went on to say the Prime Minister never knew of the deal before or after the fact.
No one is closer to the Prime Minister than the Chief of Staff.
Norman Spector knows that rapport very well. He was Brian Mulroney's right-hand man between 1990 and 92. And he questions Wright's claim that the Prime Minister had no knowledge of the backroom repayment deal.
Knowing a number of chiefs of staff in my time, I can't imagine, I can't conceive a chief of staff undertaking an action like this without the Prime Minister being informed and being involved in the decision.
There are allegations paying off Duffy's debt helped to stop the Deloitte audit of his living expenses. It was revealed Duffy was claiming Senate expenses while also campaigning for the Conservatives in 2011. And opposition MPs are demanding for an independent investigation.
Perhaps through the Privy Council with the authority to find out, was there a deal made, what happened with the money, and did they actually obstruct and interfere and change the findings on Mike Duffy's misspending of taxpayers' money?
Harper's new chief of staff is the longest-serving member of his inner circle, Ray Novak. The 35-year-old has been the Prime Minister's principal secretary since 2008, and he handles all the tough issues, perhaps none tougher than the one at hand.
So Mr. Novak needs to come clean and tell Canadians who else in the Prime Minister's office knew that the chief of staff, that his boss was meeting with Mr. Duffy.
Sources tell Global News when Stephen Harper meets with his caucus early Tuesday morning, he's going to read them the Riot Act, telling them he will no longer tolerate any kind of ethical breach. After that, he's hopping on a plane for a series of meetings in South America. Robin.
Mike